Hey everybody, what's up? It's Sarah Mueller here, and I want to talk to you today about making a plan. If you can make a plan, and then if you can execute on that plan, you can accomplish any goal that you have. It is that simple. Now, of course, that is not necessarily an easy thing to do. And I have heard my mentor, Brooke Castillo, she says, if you obey yourself, you can have anything you want. And that is the key. So we're going to talk about that today, okay? Because I think this is such an important skill, and it is so critical to you having the home that you want, to having the home that feels good, to being able to let go of things, even when it's hard, if you know that's what you want to do, right? To keeping your home the way you want it. We all want these things, right? This is not a secret. It's not like you don't want your home to look better. It's just hard to do it. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Okay, so one of my coaches recently held a summer planning workshop, and I thought, that is genius. That is such a good idea, because during the summer, I don't know about you guys, but if the sun is shining, I am like, I want to be outside, right out there on my patio, sitting in the sun or maybe in the shade, and just enjoying my life. I don't necessarily want to be in here working. And it is so much harder. I think it's so much harder for us to, just to do the things that we wouldn't mind doing if the weather is not so great, or the kids are out of school, or the grandkids are out of school. And it's just so easy to play hooky, isn't it? And so I know that this is a struggle for a lot of people. You're like, oh, I'm going to be on vacation for all of July, so I can't declutter this summer. Or, oh, I always go to the pool on Tuesdays or on Saturdays, or we always go out. So we can't really do any decluttering this summer. It's not a good time, right? And you bail for the next 2.5 months. And then come Labor Day, you look around and you go, oh dear, what happened? This was a terrible mistake. And then you hate yourself because you're like, why did I do this? Why did I bail? Why did I let it all go? I did have free time, right? But the sun and the outside and the fun and the friends, they're all beckoning to you. And so we think it's just not a good time. We're too busy. This does not serve us, okay? Now, some of you go that route and you're like, oh, can't do it, right? Now, some of you go the opposite route. And so you say, okay, I have a little bit more time. Maybe you're on vacation, you have some time off, or the weather is good or whatever. And you say, okay, now is the time to get it all done. And you get busy and you go all in, you tear your house apart and you're working yourself to the bone. You're working like on and on and on and on. And after you do this for a week or, maybe even less, or maybe a couple weeks, you are exhausted and you are burnt out. And maybe you even hurt yourself. You're like, I have to sit on the couch for a few days because, oh my gosh, I overdid it. And so you go overboard because you think, oh, now is the time. You get all excited. Now is the time. You dig in and you go too far. And then you quit as well. Because either your body is like, forget it, sister, too much, too fast. Or you're just like, oh my gosh, I can't do that to myself. And so you come to a dead halt. And then you too are in the same position where you kind of stop. And maybe not only do you stop in the act of decluttering, but you also stop in the maintenance, right? You're like, I've just overdone it. So now I'm not going to do anything. And when you say anything, you mean anything. And you're like, you just quit doing all those things that you had been doing, all of those good habits that you had been building up, that's taking the steps to the thrift store, the kitchen zero, that like making your bed every day, the office day. If you've done our paperwork course, you're doing an office day, you bail on all of it because you're so overwhelmed and exhausted. And then Labor Day rolls around, and I don't know why it is, but it's like this kind of like this turning point for a lot of people. And you look around and you go, oh dear, what happened? Like, I did it again. And now we feel like, okay, now we have to dig in. Now we have to work ourselves to the bone again. Either that, or we just were like, forget it. It's just not for me. And I'm just not going to, I'm never going to be successful at this. And then we hate ourselves. Okay. either one of those situations, either we bail in advance because we want to have fun, or we overdo it and then we crash and burn. Like those are the two extremes, and neither one of them is going to serve you. Neither one of them is going to leave you feeling great about the work that you did and your house and yourself. And it's also not going to leave you feeling great about your summer, because either you're feeling guilty the whole time because you are enjoying yourself, but you're also like, oh, I should be doing more. Or later on, you regret and you wish you hadn't wasted all that time. So we want to avoid the quitting ahead of time. We also want to avoid crashing and burning. And how do we do that? Well, the answer is we make a plan that is going to serve you. That's step one. We make a plan. We take into account all the things that we want to do, all the things that we have planned, all the vacations, the free time, the fun, the sun, the weather. We make a plan that takes that into account, and then we stick to the plan, because we're not going to want to stick to the plan when push comes to shove, but we stick to the plan. You stay accountable to the plan. And if you have made a plan that is going to serve you, and not a plan that's like the meanest plan ever, then it is not going to be as hard to stick to the plan. And come Labor Day, you're going to feel so amazing that you stuck to that plan. You're going to be like, look at that. We had an amazing summer. I had an awesome summer. And I also got all of these things done. You may have heard me talk about the 80-20 of decluttering. It is, and what this means is that 80% of the work is emotional, is mental, and 20% is physical. Okay, so 20% is moving boxes, taking stuff to be donated, cleaning, moving things physically with your body, 20%. But 80% is sticking to the plan, making yourself do that work, getting up when you really don't feel like it, when you really would rather go to the pool. Right? That is the hard part. So if we can get that part down pat, then the rest comes not easily, but more easily. Okay. So that is what I want to talk to you about today. So I figured, okay, if we want to help people have an amazing summer and also not quit on themselves and their goals with decluttering and organizing, if we want to help people have that, then how about we teach that? How about we do that together? Because we like to do things together around here. It's so much more effective. So I rallied the team and I was like, listen, you guys, I want to do this. And they're all in. They're so amazing. They're always up for whatever crazy idea I have. So I said, let's do a planning intensive. Let's bring everybody together who's interested, and we'll come together and we will make our summer plans together live on a call. Okay, we're going to take into account your vacation. We're going to take into account how much time you want to spend. We're going to help you set a goal. What do you want to get done by the end of the summer? Right? And maybe it is not that your entire house looks amazing. Maybe it's just you want to get that craft room done finally. Maybe you want to empty the storage unit. Maybe you want to be able to park in the car. Maybe whatever it is, right? We're going to help you pick a goal and then put together the plan in a way that serves you. And then we're going to help you execute on that plan if you're part of our membership. Okay, so here's how this is going to work. And you're going to laugh at this. I am calling this the Done and Dusted Planning Intensive. Okay, so done and dusted. This is a phrase that just kind of popped into my head. I like to name things. We like to have fun names around here. And this is one that just popped into my head. And this is a phrase, it's primarily British. It's like the Brits use this a lot. And it kind of means something is just handled. And usually it means it's completed, it's finished. That project is over. Okay, we're going to use it a little differently. We're using a little bit of, taking a little bit of artistic liberty. So we're using in the sense that your project is going to be planned from start to finish, and it'll be as good as done because you've got the plan and then you're going to stick to it. Okay, so this is the Done and Dusted Planning Intensive. We are going to have this call on July 1st from 2 to 4 p.m. It's a Friday, 2 to 4 p.m. Eastern. Okay, and we are going to have a planning guide. There'll be a little bit of prep work, just a little bit of prep work if you participate in this call, and you're going to come away with your plan. Okay, we're going to anticipate all the obstacles. We have a couple fun things sprinkled in there to help make it easier. Okay, it's so much more fun to do this together. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, so it's going to be $37 to join this call, to get the planning guide, and you'll get the replay and all that kind of stuff. Okay, $37 to join the call. If you can make it live, if you can't make it live and you still want to have access to the call and the guide, you can still purchase, and we will send you the replay afterward. Okay, so $37. Again, July 1st from 2 to 4 p.m. I don't have a link for you yet. I will update this video when the link is ready for you to sign up. It should be next week. Okay, so but as I'm recording this video, the link is not quite ready, but I just wanted to put this bug in your ear because I want you to, if this is something you want to do, I want you to put it in your calendar if you can. If you're available during that time, I want you to plan ahead. Again, planning is like a superpower. It is like a secret weapon. And everyone thinks it has to be this great big thing, but it doesn't. It really doesn't. All it has to look like is, I'm going to come to this call on Friday, July 1st. I'm going to be there. That is making a plan, right? And we'll send you reminders and all of that. So don't worry about that. Okay. But if you are one of our members, okay, if you are an OMH member, you already have access to this workshop. Okay, we are going to give you this workshop. You don't have to pay extra for it. So, and if you're confused about whether you are a member or not, you can always email the team and we will be happy to look you up. But most of y'all know who you are. Okay, so it's included if you're a member. If you're not a member, it's just $37 for this call. Okay, let's see. And I think I have covered it. Okay, so again, it's so important. I really want you to find that middle ground. It is so easy to, again, I think so many of you do this. You make these plans that are like if someone else made this plan for you, if you had a job and your boss said to you, okay, here's what you're going to do, and they gave you this list of things, that would be like the worst boss ever. It would be like, it would require superhuman effort. The boss would be like, okay, you're only going to sleep 4 hours a night, and you're going to carry all this stuff out, and it's going to be done in a week. And you better have a smile on your face while you do it. And I want everything clean and sorted and organized, right? This is what we do to ourselves. If somebody else did that to you, you'd probably be like, this is not the job for me. This is ridiculous. Like, what a terrible boss. You would complain about that boss and you would probably find another job. However, this is how we behave towards ourselves. We're like, you can do more. Why are you sitting down? Come on, what's wrong with you? We beat ourselves up and then we wonder, why did I quit? Why can I not move a muscle here? And that is why, because you've been being a horrendous boss to yourself. And so your inner child, your inner toddler has just quit. Your inner toddler is on strike because you abused her too much, right? So we don't want to do that to ourselves. We want to make our plans in a way that will serve us. Now, do we need to stretch ourselves? Yes, we do, of course. Do we need to go out of our comfort zone? Yes, we do. But also, we need to know when it's time to stop and sit down. And we need to account for the fun and the free time and the energy level, as well as all the things that we want to get done. Because otherwise, you're gonna go on strike. And then when you do come out of that, then again, you're going to feel all this regret and you're going to beat yourself up. And that is just not a good way to be, right? We always say around here that if you are decluttering, you cannot do it at your own expense, right? Do not let go of your stuff at your own expense. Do not beat yourself up. Do not try to shame yourself into having your house look good. Like, what good is that? What good is it if your house looks amazing and you hate yourself for it and it was miserable every step of the way? That is no good. And that is not what we're about. So we need to make plans in a way that will serve us, right? And then we need to stick to the plan, right? There's 2 steps there. Make the plan, stick to the plan. Now, how do you stick to the plan? I'm not going to go into that whole lot here. I just want to make sure you have this call on your radar, and that if something you want to do, that you make sure you sign up with us before the call on July 1st. But how do you stick to the plan? Okay, we have scheduled a bunch of calls. We have scheduled a number of calls inside of the membership. So if you're a member, you're going to have access to those calls to help you stay accountable. And of course, we have all of the regular calls inside the membership. So you can come to any of our calls and bring your plans to the call and get things done, right? So that is the best way that I know of to get things done, is to come, and maybe get some help if you're stuck on something, but just come and work together with the group. If you're not in the membership, you need to think about joining us. This will really, really help you achieve all your goals. I can promise you, especially if it hasn't been working up until now. But other ways you can do it, have a buddy, right? Get yourself a decluttering buddy. Really just commit, right? You can just decide, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to make this happen no matter what. We can do that. You can just decide, right? If I said to you, okay, you picked your goal, right? You picked your goal and it's XYZ. Maybe you're going to have the craft room completely cleaned up and ready for, like workspace is clean, everything is put away, you've gotten rid of half of your stuff in there, whatever it is. Okay, you've picked your goal. If I said to you, I will pay you $100,000 if you reach that goal by September, I think Labor Day is September 4th, something like that. If this is done by Labor Day, I give you $100,000. I promise you, you would get it done. Wouldn't you? I mean, you probably would, right? You probably would if you knew that there was that payoff. Well, there is a payoff. And maybe it's not $100,000, but it's something that you're doing for yourself. So you can just decide, I'm going to get this done no matter what. And then you work your plan, and little by little, and it doesn't mean it's easy. It doesn't mean that you don't want to quit, but you keep going because you know that this is something that you committed to and it's super important to you, right? So that's, in a nutshell, that's how you can commit to things. All right, so I hope that you decided to join us for the Done and Dusted Planning Intensive. Some people, I ran this name by people, some people loved it and some people are like, not so much. So either you love it or you hate it. But either way, I hope you will decide to join us for this exciting call. Again, we will have replays, just $37 to do the call with me, unless you're already a member, and then it's included. All right, if you have questions, feel free to leave them below this video, and we will let you know as soon as the link to sign up is ready. All right, you guys have a lovely afternoon, and I'll talk to you later.